Hello world, my name is Tim Elsick and welcome back to another daily game dev video. I want to walk you through 5 years of progress in art, and it's something I'm kind of proud of because I've been working on art for a long time. And I never really consider myself an artist, so like I still consider myself like a programmer or like, you know, prototyper or a tinkerer or whatever, not really like an artist. But my art's improved quite a bit, and I kind of wanted to show you guys this because a lot of people ask me like, you know, what do I do? What programs do I use? How do I do all this? Like, you know, just a bunch of questions on stream and stuff. And it's like, honestly, the answer to most questions is just to do the thing more. And I wanted to show you what doing the thing kind of gets you. So these files, a lot of these are from 2015, some of them from 2017. So let's start with like, literally, this is the oldest file I could find. This is an Illustrator file. Okay, this program's called Affinity Designer. If you don't know, it's currently on sale. I highly recommend it. It's much better than Illustrator, in my opinion. But basically, it's a vector tool, right? You manipulate shapes, and this is the oldest thing I could find. Apparently, there's a tutorial that I was trying to find, and I found this little face that I drew. And the next one is this little guy, and I don't know what he's really doing. But this is kind of what I drew, and I don't really know the story behind this. I just know that I found these files on my computer. And then I found this. So I guess I'm trying to make a bodybuilder here. I guess that's what that is. And that's, you know, okay, starting to get some shape there, starting to get some shoulders. Now this was for a game called Bacon Banker, which was a mobile game. I think it's still on Google Play. It might have got removed because they require updates and stuff now. But I remember how long this pig took me. This pig, I made him like 10 different times. And then the animation took me forever to like figure out what it all should do. And I still wasn't super happy with it. And you can see there's a lot of inconsistency with like some of the line widths and the strokes and stuff like that. The coin I made too, but I'm pretty sure like I pretty much traced it. And then we get to this. Now this was a big level up because I remember this specifically. When I started designing this stuff, it was for a game called Heavy Metal Harry, which never got released. But I started using South Park characters as references. And when I started doing that, when I started using references, that's really when it leveled up. I had always thought that, like, I don't know, reference images were like cheating or something like that. And apparently a lot of people feel that way. But like, now I'm like, what? Why would you cheating? What do you mean? You're looking at something and trying to draw it. Why would you not look at the thing while you're trying to draw it and not draw it from memory? But anyway, so I drew the this secret agent guy and the selfie chick and this boss, and then I started to really like level up from there. And then I started using Binding of Isaac and stuff as references, and I drew these guys. This is for a game called Diaper Quest, which also never got released. But you can see like it's getting better, but there's still some like issues. And then we went through the whole philophobia thing, which lasted a couple years, right? And originally philophobia was just cubes. It was just cubes and shapes. But then over the course of a few years, I learned the kind of some of the ins and outs of the vector art. And even though all this is raster in game, it's all designed in vector. And he was one of the first ones I did too. I did that around the same time, and I did the other boss around the same time. This guy, and he's basic, simple shapes. But if some of the more complex bosses, like in the trailer, which my trailer does a lovely thing. So that's a spider made out of hearts. It's a spider made completely out of hearts, and then there's also the snake made completely out of hearts. So that was a big level up for me. And I actually have a stream on my channel somewhere of me making both the spider and the snakes, and a lot of them use references and stuff. So that was a big turning point too. And then we got on to this game I'm currently working on. So this is the old artwork that I just showed, and I originally for my current game, Battle Barn Tactics, which is this game, and all of the art that I used was like existing art that I had pre-existing. So this guy was in it, the penguin was in it, I even had a poop guy in it. I don't know why I designed poop. But then I started designing a couple of the characters, and during the game jam I didn't really have time to design a bunch of characters, but remember my piggy, I reused him, and then I started modifying him into a boss. And this is where really I believe the majority of art skill I've probably gained in the last month or two. I really, really do, because what happened in the last month or two since Battleborn Tactics was a thing is I've had to make animals over and over and over and over and over. So I've made all of these different animals, and as you can kind of see that there's a inconsistent style in a lot of it. And then kind of as you go down, it starts to get more and more consistent, right? Like the sheep and the goat, I think, are great examples of like a kind of style that's emerging as I'm kind of working. And there's some inconsistencies. Like I think the owl is a little bit inconsistent. And then the penguin, like, you know, not everything. It's interesting. I used to think like, okay, you get better at a thing and then you're just always good. But there's still some stuff that you make that's like not that great, right? And so like the penguin specifically, I made a couple times, and I'll show that in a minute. But like kind of as we go, we start to get better. And then recently I bought an iPad Pro and I picked up an Apple Pencil. And this is the file from my iPad when I started drawing characters. As you can, this is a mess. I got body parts everywhere. I got animal body parts everywhere. But I started using all these reference images. And as you can kind of see, here's the journey. So I grabbed the sheep and the goat, and I used those as bases. The horse, I think, was hit or miss. But the penguin, I kept trying to make because I was like, I really want to make a good penguin. And after making these 4, I kind of took a couple days off. And then I made this guy. And I was really happy with this penguin. And this was kind of the start of a new style too. And as you could see, it just kind of, down this line, it slowly and slowly kind of gets more and more consistent, right? Like and these are the latest ones that I've done. And these, I think, are really solid. I'm really, really happy with these. They're getting better and better. And I think they're getting like just little things are starting to make more sense. And even so, I drew these straight up on my iPad, but then I edit them slightly on the computer. This program is called Inkscape, by the way. I know somebody's going to ask about the program, which is completely free, and I highly recommend you use it. But then I kind of, after I draw them on the iPad, I take them back into here, and this is the latest batch. This is like the latest batch of characters. But what I've done is, and the cow actually is left over from older. I need to redo the cow because the cow, you can tell, is the one that's not really consistent with the rest. But I make sure that all of the outlines and stuff are consistent on all of them. And then I also made some slight modifications to like this pig to make his ass fatter, the things that you do in game dev, you know, and then I make all the headshots and stuff. But you know, like it's a lot of work, and like I think it's not always fun. I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot of fun making art. It's not always fun though. Sometimes it gets repetitive, sometimes it gets tedious, but if you ever want to improve at something, doing something 50 times in a row over and over and over and over and over again is a fantastic way to improve at something. And I've been really, really, really excited to see some of my artwork. And beyond that, I've started drawing stuff that I'm not going to show here, but I've started concepting games. I've drawn mechs, I've drawn spaceship scenes, I've drawn a bunch of stuff. And I'm surprised at how much this stuff carries over. I know that kind of seems obvious. Like, of course, you work on art, then like you get better art, but like I've been making stupid barn animals over and over and over and over and over again, but it's like that same skill is carried over into spaceships and mechs and a bunch of stuff. So it's been really cool to kind of see, and I hope that if you are into vector art or you want to get into vector art, I hope this can inspire you. Like I said, the free program is called Inkscape. That's my favorite. There's another program called Affinity Designer, which is also good. I have used Illustrator. I don't like Illustrator. It's too confusing and crazy. And then on the iPad, the Affinity Designer is on the iPad as well, so I use that. And then I also use a program called Vectornator Pro on iPad as well, if you were into those. But either way, thank you for watching. I want to say thank you to these people right here. They help me keep doing what I'm doing every single day, and I guess I owe them some thank you for helping me make all this stuff, because without the daily videos and without the dedication to game dev in a public forum, I might not have stuck with something like this as long as it did. And it's continuing to improve. I'm improving every day because I have to make like to be on time for this game, I have to make like 10 animals a day. Like I'm on some ridiculous schedule. So yeah, just, you know, how do you get good at vector art? You make 1,000 animals. There you go. But thank you, patrons. Thank you, viewers. You guys are amazing. My name is Tim Roswick, and I will see you again tomorrow.